In the wake of the Orlando shooting, a New York Daily News columnist wanted to find out what it was like to fire an AR-15, and his biggest fears were imagined. He said it felt like firing a bazooka and gave him temporary form of PTSD. Gersh Kuntzman joins me now. Gersh, I appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thank you for having me, Jason.
So you've obviously, let's get the PTSD argument out of the way, because you've since apologized for using the term PTSD to explain how you felt in the aftermath of testing out an AR-15 for the first time. So why did you use that term, and why did you apologize?
Well, I used the term because I did say a temporary form of it. And obviously, there is no such thing as a temporary form of it. I really was just trying to express that for about an hour or two after firing the gun, I felt very traumatized in a way that made me feel anxious and irritable in ways that I hadn't before. The use of the term PTSD obviously was not meant to conflate my experience with any kind of battlefield experience, and I immediately apologized once a couple of people pointed that out. Unfortunately, the damage was done.
So what was the traumatic experience? You went into a gun shop, I'm presuming a gun range, an indoor gun range, to fire the weapon. What was traumatizing?
Well, it was an indoor gun range, and this was a very rudimentary one. It had a lot of metal. There was no soundproofing of any kind. And as you know, an AR-15, although it's a fairly small military-style weapon, it still packs an amazing punch. It has an awesome amount of firepower. It's a powerful weapon, and it's extremely loud. And to the uninitiated, which is really the audience I was writing for, it's quite traumatic to fire one of these.
Well, you did say it felt like a bazooka, which, obviously a bazooka is not a gun. It's a rocket launcher. That seemed a little dramatic.
That's a metaphor. Yeah, that's obviously a metaphor. I mean, I said it felt like a bazooka. That's a simile, so, you can interpret that any way you want. I interpret it to mean I felt the awesome power of something that to me was akin to serious weaponry.
So why did you decide to do this experiment? You had not fired specifically an AR-15 before. You fired, I believe it said handguns before. So why did you do it?
Well, I did it for a couple of reasons. One is, when I heard the reports about Orlando and the extraordinarily high and horrific death toll there, committed by one gunman with one weapon, it just made me think immediately, how can somebody kill that many people so quickly? Now, obviously the siege took many hours, but the actual killing could have happened in minutes with a weapon like that. And I wanted to experience how quickly one can discharge so much firepower from basically a weapon of mass destruction, a rifle of that kind.